Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first episode of In the Round. We are here at the Rock Bottom Brewery in downtown Nashville. Hey, if you're ever in town, come here. This is a cool place.
It is a rockin' place.
Second and Broadway, great food, great atmosphere. In the Round today on our show, to my right, the beautiful redhead. This is Alicia Davis. You know her as a national TV personality, most recently seen on CMT, and a special correspondent for Extra. She's Alicia Davis.
Thank you.
And he is a sports radio talk show host heard on 104.5 The Zone, Brent Doherty.
Hey.
Thanks for being here, guys. I'm Megan Alexander. You can catch me on a little show called Inside Edition. Okay, so we are going to kick
She's
off.
so humble. Hold
I
on,
know,
Megan.
little show, right?
The Megan Alexander. Let's be clear, okay?
You're sweet. We are going to kick off In the Round today with a segment that we call How Come. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, so we ask a big why about something and try to find out an explanation. Okay, here we go. The first how come that we have is, how come we have one Super Bowl, which just happened recently, one Super Bowl game, and yet we have best of 7 for the World Series and the NBA Finals? Why is there a difference? Let's start with our sports expert.
Well, you can only handle one Super Bowl because you can only handle a party that big. I mean, because we're all having people over, we're all partying. You can't do that 7 times, and the NFL just dominates everything. So it all ends with that big game and that big party, and can only handle one.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though.
You know, it's interesting because I heard some people say that physically football is so hard on the body that you could only do one versus baseball. There's a lot of waiting around. But basketball seems pretty tough physically too, so they have best of 7.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the sports angle because I'm just thinking about the party. But,
Yeah.
but no, you're absolutely right, and that's the reason. I mean, it's so physically taxing.
Yeah.
Because basically every hit is like getting into a car accident. So there's only so much of that you can take.
Yeah.
Plus, the season is such a grind with 20 games. When you add in the preseason, the regular season, then you talk about the playoffs, the Super Bowl. I think it works well.
I think it's interesting, though, because you're right. That 7 games, like even during baseball, I lose track.
I do,
I'm
too.
like, wait, who won that one?
Yeah.
And I don't
Where
know,
are
so
we?
I lose the momentum. But I
Yeah.
still like the games if I can keep up with who's where, and then they change. They're not in the same field, and they're traveling. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting too because with the Super Bowl, one national anthem, one halftime performance, we all focus in and we zone in. And you're right, I kind of get lost when there's too many games.
Well,
So.
and then it's the most watched TV show in U.S. history.
118 million viewers.
Yeah, so I mean, there's also that.
Yeah.
They might be onto something there.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Maybe they do need more.
I'm still a football fan the most.
Yeah.
Big football fan. Okay, we're moving on to our segment called More or Less. It's where we share what we want more of and what we want less of. Alicia, start us off.
I want more manners.
Manners.
Yes, because okay, when you go into a store, it doesn't matter where you are, people are talking on their cell phone. I don't want to hear their conversations. I just don't, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, I want more manners. Can you just think about other people? We're in such this me generation with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. It's all me, 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 me. I'm like, let's think about other people and how it's affecting them. I just think that we're getting into this too much self-centered focus, and I don't want that.
Yeah, that's true. It's so convenient, but we don't really think about the other person in the room.
We really don't.
Have you noticed the guy that's on the cell phone that like pays for his dry cleaning and like completes the whole transaction with the person who's
Multitasking.
who's trying to perform a service for you, and you can't even get off your
Yeah,
phone?
exactly.
Out of respect for that person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or somebody
No, that's
checking
true.
you out at a store and they're sitting there talking on their phone or
Exactly.
gossiping with the person that's working there. I'm like, hello, I just want to check out. That's all. You know,
Yeah,
just-
and-
just a little bit of manners.
I'm guilty too. So.
I am as well.
Stop
Thank
it.
you.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, and we will say thank you for that more. What's your more, Brett?
You talked about football. I want more football. You can't get enough of it. As we said, the Super Bowl was the highest rated United States TV show ever. And I think we need to come up with a way to have football in the off season. I know I need like a 12-step program for this, but hear me out.
Maybe.
And we've tried it before and it hasn't worked. But the NFL needs to get involved. So it needs to be in conjunction with the NFL, maybe a minor league system. All 32 teams have affiliates. You can use the stadium that's already in place, play a limited schedule. TV makes a bunch of money. Fans are happy. And,
Yeah.
let's get it done.
Would you say part of your more is then you liked the games overseas in London? Is that part of your more?
I don't know about that
Okay.
one. And the NBA has kind of made it a vogue thing for sports leagues
travel.
to try to get that game internationally. and placed, and the NBA has been very successful with that, and the NFL's trying. I don't know that it works in Europe though.
But
Yeah.
it seems like a no-brainer. Big money maker, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Lots of interest, you would think.
Yeah, they're talking about putting a franchise in London, for example. So how do you do the travel? Like, do you play
Yeah.
against the Giants one week and then fly over to London for a
Oh my
week and then fly
gosh.
back?
Sleep deprived.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and it was very successful too. They sold out so many of those games in London.
Yep.
My more is gluten-free food. I know I'm late to jump on the gluten-free train, but my mother-in-law needs to eat gluten-free, and over the holidays, she made us gluten-free pancakes,
Yum.
all kinds of salads. I mean, it was so delicious that I'm like, okay, I actually really like this food. It's really good for you. And I was impressed that places like P.F. Chang's have a really good gluten-free menu. So it took me a long time to finally try the food, and I like it. And I feel better when I eat it. Trying to take better care of my body. So
And I don't even
agree with
notice
that.
when I eat it.
No,
Like my
you
wife's
don't.
like, that was
Yeah,
gluten-free, and
you
I'm like,
don't.
okay,
You
that's
can't.
good.
it's
we
true.
don't miss it.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
Yeah. So now we're on to our less. What do we want less of in our lives?
Less selfies. Enough. Stop it. Especially with the Kardashians. I'm like, please. This whole like, what is that?
Oh, the duck face
pucker.
thing,
I'm like,
yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
I don't like little girls doing that. Like, you're 12. Stop
Yeah.
doing the. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's got to go. Stop it.
Have you heard of the selfie stick? Where you
Oh,
can actually
please,
hold out your
no.
phone now and take a selfie.
That was like the hot Christmas gift, right? The selfie stick.
I want to get one.
No, I will not let you get one of those.
Okay.
I picked up my phone the other day and I looked at my camera, and my 4-year-old had gotten a hold of my camera, and there were like 400 selfies of him
Teaching
doing
him young.
doing the duck face. I have no idea where he got it. It didn't come from me, but it's there.
I had a friend, we were literally watching a movie at home. Their daughter took 200 selfies during the movie. I'm like, did you even watch the movie?
Right.
No, it's just so, again, we're back to that, me. I don't like it. I don't want it. No selfies.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're going to have any luck with that one, but you can
Right.
try. My less is cold weather. I'm just tired of it. I'm not a cold weather person. I want spring. I want drinks outside, having fun. I am done with this cold weather. The Northeast has been slammed. They tell us there's more snow coming. I'm over it.
I love the state of Michigan. I'm sure it's beautiful, but why do people live there?
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, move south, people. I mean, we're in Nashville. This is the it city in the country, and I think a lot of people are moving south for that reason.
Yeah.
Because they want to be happier.
Sure, and there's so many people that love to ski. My husband's one of them. God
Yeah.
bless him.
A
I just get
weekend
too
here and
cold.
there. Yeah,
So.
exactly.
Have a suitcase, we'll travel.
Exactly.
Yes. What is your less, Brent?
Traffic. When they developed interstate systems, why did they not make them 10 lanes on each side?
Amen.
I mean, just think about it then. Have some forethought there. I mean, you're driving in with 4 lanes and everybody's cutting each other off, and you're sitting and you're going and you're sitting and you're going. I mean, if we had 10 lanes available, maybe things might be a little bit better, and we might all be in better moods when we get to work, might be more productive.
Yeah.
Less traffic.
You could carpool.
Nah.
I have a weird schedule, like you guys.
Yeah.
You're doing 100 different
Easier
jobs.
said than done.
Yeah,
Easier
exactly.
said than done.
Exactly.
Nothing against carpooling.
That's
Yeah.
right. Good job, guys. Now it is time for In the Know. We want to quickly update you all on something going on that we are in the know about, whether it's culture, news, a few ideas. We want to get you informed. So, Brent, what is your In the Know?
I'm going to stick with football. It's a popular thing
Really?
for me. Yeah, I know it's a surprise. I don't know that this is getting the proper amount of attention. It will later, but the national college football semifinals, the Final Four in college football, in 2015 will be on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. So guys need to be thinking, if you have a significant other, you already have New Year's Eve plans, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't involve you sitting in front of a television for 7 hours watching college football.
Yeah.
Yet, if you are a college football fan, that's
can't miss
the
it.
biggest day of the year. So they need to move those games.
Wow. Huh. That will be a good test to see who tunes in and who doesn't, and if the girls will be complaining. I'll watch because I'm a sports fan. I can't wait to watch it, but what do? Will you watch?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for tomorrow, not that far off.
You know,
Talk to me then.
Tomorrow we'll be here.
You know what, though? We live in a society where you cannot record it because with social media,
You can't go
everyone will give you the score and you will be left out in the cold
Yeah,
if you don't
plus
watch.
these games will go past midnight on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Eastern time. So they need to move those games.
Wow. Here we
So
go.
I
Get
can
ready.
go out and also watch college football. This is a me thing.
Yeah. What's yours in the know?
Oh, my in the know. Okay, little birdie told me that Fox is looking to put Simon Cowell back on the air. They like their Simon Cowell. Yeah.
Okay.
So watch out for that.
I loved him. He was brutal. He was honest. He was blunt. Taste of the real world. I loved him. I hope it's something in that capacity.
I think it would be. I think that's a good fit for him. You know, he knows his market and they like him. So
Cool.
maybe he'll be back on Fox.
Yeah.
You guys know this business. You have to be loved or hated, right?
Yeah.
And you love to hate Simon Cowell.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So when he's on, I watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brutal honesty. Okay, my in the know is want a creative idea for a birthday party or date night? Have you heard of these? It's called Dabble Studio. You go and you watercolor and have a glass of wine,
I
or you
like
go
that.
and paint and they put on music and you have pizza. It's like 12 hours. You bring a group. They're all over the country. I think it's so cool. DabbleStudio.com. It's basically being in touch with your creative side and also having a cocktail.
That's
very
fun.
cool.
Can you do one painting before you have the glass of wine, and then one after you begin to
I'm sure you
consume
could,
alcohol
and see the
kind of
difference.
the difference there?
I'm sure
I'm
you
surprised you
could.
didn't ask to watch football while you were painting and
Well, I
drinking.
mean, there are TVs available, right, at this point?
There's probably a guy's room in the back where you can do that. If not,
Everybody's happy.
start it up.
Addicted.
Okay, so we are finally there. Last call. We made it. Time flies.
It does.
All right, guys, last call to give your opinion. Charleston, South Carolina was recently named the friendliest city in America, according to Condé Nast
Really?
Traveler. This is based on culture, people, the food scene, accessibility. Charleston, South Carolina. Now, 4 out of the top 5 are southern cities, which doesn't surprise me.
Not surprised at all.
But have you ever been to Charleston, South Carolina? What do you think about that, Brent?
I haven't been to Charleston, South Carolina, but you're right. People are friendlier in the South, and I think it goes back to what you were talking about earlier with the weather. Because when you're dealing with cold temperatures and snow and your clothes are wet all the time, you're just going to be angrier, right?
Yeah.
You're in the South, the sun's out, everybody's happy. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Your clothes wet all the time, Brent.
If I'm in Michigan, I'll bet they are.
I'm like, why are they wet?
Charleston is also beautiful. I think it puts you in a good mood to see the culture and the history, and the
Yeah.
people are just very
It's
nice.
charming. It's a charming city. And I'll bet they're polite there and they don't talk on their cell phones when they drive and cut people off and
Think
that kind
that's
of
true?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. But it is a very charming city. And you can tell that when you fly into the airport. People are they just look nicer.
Yeah.
Although Nashville's very nice. I'm really surprised that Nashville didn't take the #1 spot.
I was going to say, being here in Nashville, Tennessee right now, and we've all traveled quite a bit, this is one of my all-time favorite cities because of that. The people are just a little more relaxed, a little more friendly. I think that's probably similar with Charleston, having been there before. Do you want to know what the most unfriendly city is?
Most unfriendly.
yeah.
What do you got?
Guess.
I'll go with New York.
Close. Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, New Jersey. That's where I fly into.
I was
when
going to
go
say, if
New
you've ever
York. Yeah.
flown into that airport, you agree with this statement. New Jersey, I've lived there. God bless those people. Not very friendly.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was going to say Detroit, but I don't know. I don't know.
I love New York. I think it gets a bad rap. I just thought that
Yeah.
the rap would carry the poll there.
Just different places to live. And it's going to fit your personality, who you are, where you're from, where your family's from. I'm from Seattle. A lot of people don't think that's a super friendly city. I will always think it is because I'm from there.
So your clothes were always wet.
But yes, bada bing, bada boom. That concludes In the Round. I want to thank Brent Doherty and Alicia Davis for being with me today. Thanks for hanging, guys.
For having us.
Fun.
If you are ever in Nashville, Tennessee, please come to Rock Bottom Brewery. This is the coolest place ever. 2nd and Broadway. We'll see you a little bit later next time. Bye, guys.